Hola and welcome to Lindita's Backyard Kitchen. It is time to grill. It's summertime and we are ready to do it. So what am I making today? I am making carne asada. Remember last time we made carne guisada, and you know what that means, the difference. Guisada is actually cooked inside and it's on a little Dutch oven or whatever over the stove. And here we're gonna throw it on the grill. So I'm gonna show you a real easy recipe that you're just gonna love. So let's get started. So I've got 2 pounds of the flank. It's a skirt steak too as well. So you could use this and you can also cut it in half. If you're doing fajitas, you can easily just cut it in half because you will cook the whole thing on the grill. So let's get started. With this, I'm gonna go ahead and use 2 cloves. As you know, I love my molcajete. So I'm gonna go ahead, mash these up, because that's what you want. You want that garlic flavor. And we're gonna add, to this 1 lime, which I already squeezed out. And so this way, it is ready to go. And we're gonna add a little water to it. See, for the marinade. Just gonna mix it up. So what we wanna do is, you can go ahead and use the rub and put it in your hands and rub it on the meat like this, right? Or you can go ahead and toss it right in the bag. And this 1 ounce of the Linditas mild. You can go ahead and use the hot if you're a hot person, right? But I'm gonna use the mild for this one. And I always say I'm the hot person, right? So at any rate, I'm gonna go ahead and just mash that in a little bit. I'm gonna toss it in the bag. Just like that. And all the liquids, all you'll need for this, like I said, is 1 lime. So I use 1 lime and it's already been squeezed. I'm gonna toss it in there. It'll help also kind of slow cook the meat as well. Limes will do that. And we're gonna add 1 ounce of the olive oil to the meat, and then we're gonna dance with it in a little bit. Watch that. Okay, so I'm gonna put our little stone over here, and I'm gonna dump this in there. Get every bit of it. Goes right in the bag, I see. So we're gonna lock it up, and we're gonna shake it around. And you want to put this in, I'd say the least amount is like 20 minutes, 30 minutes in the refrigerator. Otherwise, you can just do this overnight. And I love doing it overnight because the flavors really, really get into the meat and you don't need anything else. You can add a little salt and pepper to it if you'd like. But you know what? I'm going to do that anyway. Add a little, let me just wash, I got a wet towel here. I'm gonna throw a little pepper in there, pimienta y sal. Okay, we're gonna shake it up again. Like I said, I love to dance, so this is when you dance with your carne asada. And this is, like I said, 2 pounds. So you can cut it in half if you want it to use it for some fajitas. And I went ahead and I threw in the limes too. You're wondering why I did that. It's because I've always done that. We've always done that. So it's just part of the tradition. Make it yours too. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop this in the refrigerator for how long? At least 30 minutes, 20, 30 minutes. But if you want it done right, I would go overnight. Just saying. So I'm gonna go pop it in there right now. Then we're gonna get started on some calabacitas. One of my favorites as well. Calabacitas. My goodness, this is one of my favorite recipes. And actually, it's everybody's favorite recipe. Once you've had it, you gotta make this. But you wanna start out with the corn, fresh corn. Let's just say in the wintertime, and if you don't have fresh corn, you know what you do? Get a can of the corn and just drain it. Make sure you drain it out, and you can use that as well. But for this recipe, it's all fresh. So we want to use, I use three of the corn on the cob this size. exactly, and I did butter it, and I threw it on the grill, so to roast it. And I like that look just because you get that flavor of the corn, and you'll see what I'm saying once you do this recipe, no? So you can get these at the store, your local grocery store. They come already clean, prepared, or if you want to get into the peeling of the corn, go ahead and do that, and just make sure you get all the little silk things off, and that's it. But what I went ahead and did last to get this prepared was I did 3, and I did roast them, and I threw them on the grill, okay? And it took about 20 minutes to do this. So, you know, and it's also a little messy because what you do is once they're roasted, you want to take your knife and then just shave it, and make sure you have a nice platter because it does go all over the place, and that's one of the reasons I'm showing you how to do it and telling you, because you'll see. And so anyway, that's all I used. And so what we want to do is get this recipe started. I added already like a tablespoon of butter, just a little butter to coat the bottom, and I'm going to throw the roasted corn in there right now. And we'll throw that in, get those cooking up a little bit. And we're also gonna use the red onion. And so the red onion, I use, you know, the golden, you can use the gold, you know, the yellow, white, any type of onion. But in the summertime, you want something festive, and it gives it a real nice flavor too. So again, we're gonna use one half of the red onion, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and, oh, you know what? I'm gonna just move these over to the side because I'll be doing that in a little bit. So I'm gonna go ahead, and you don't wanna fine dice this. You know, I like it kind of chunky. So, and when you do this part, you wanna keep the end in because it keeps the onion together and, you know, it doesn't fall apart. So I'm gonna go ahead and just dice it up a little bit. And this is a big, big red onion, as you can see. And they have a sweet flavor to them as well. And if you like onions like we do, the more the merrier, no? Well, that's about right. So again, we're gonna start this recipe, and like I said, the corn and the red onion. We're gonna toss this in. So pretty. And you wanna cook that up. Let's turn up the flame here. Yeah. So once you get this done, this process going, you want to go ahead and move this corn over to this side. I don't need it. I can just toss it. Hey, catch it, E. All right. And then while that is cooking, we're going to go ahead and do our calabacitas. And calabacitas, you know, is your zucchini. I've already taken, you take 3. There's 3. Actually, there's 2. And if you don't have the the yellow squash, then you use the 3 zucchinis, okay? So it's about this size, they're not that big. And you wanna cut them not too, I'll throw this onion there, not too thin. You want them a little on the thicker side because they're gonna be cooking up. So you want it not too thin for this recipe. Yeah, that was a little thin, and you can also cut them if you want. You can also cut them in fourths too. You know, give it a little design. It's fun. Gotta play with it and have a good time. Okay, we're gonna put this in our bowl here. And then I went ahead and cut this in half. So the same, and that gives it a different texture, different flavor, different look. So those are getting a little thick, so I'm gonna go ahead and quarter these at the end. Así. You want 2. Okay. So that's cooking away over here. Let's give it a stir. Yeah. We're gonna add a little salt and pepper to that while it's cooking up. Voila. And 1 teaspoon of the garlic salt. Just shake it up in there. So put that aside. So that's gonna cook up a little bit longer, and I'll show you in a bit when you toss in your zucchini, okay? Okay, so now we've been cooking this up for like 2 to 3 minutes, give or take. I've toned down the heat a little bit, and it's absorbed into the butter. Okay, so you can always add a little bit more if you want, but you don't really need to. And then now we're gonna go ahead and add our zucchini and our squash. So we're gonna toss that in there. See? Wow, it's kind of squeaky. See? Stir it up a little bit like that. We're gonna add, I think we're gonna add, go ahead and add some oil, some olive oil. So I'm gonna go ahead and add just a swirl just to get a feel. You know, I would, you know, just drape it over a little bit. Let's just say maybe that's about a tablespoon. But you can, you know, you'll be able to tell once you start cooking. You can actually add a little bit more if you want, or you know, the butter too. So we're gonna let this cook up a little bit, and then the zucchini. A lot of times, and the reason that you do it a little on the thicker side, because it does, once it really cooks well, it gets soft. So you want a little crunch yet in it. So you don't want to cook it too long. And we'll just kind of eyeball it here, okay? And I'll show you what I mean. Because there's a little process that has to happen before it's over, before it's all done. Okay, so now I'm gonna go ahead, I think I'm gonna add a little bit more pepper on here. Because remember I told you I was a pepper girl? Okay, and I'm not really a salt person, so this is all good. And right now, it's a good time to put a lid on it for a little bit and let it cook up. And then we'll add the rest of the ingredients, okay? Okay, so I pulled out my meat. And to be honest with you, I did marinate this overnight just because I do love the flavors and it's ready to go on the grill. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this in and then we'll get our calabacitas going. Okay, well I did oil it up a little bit so you don't want the meat to stick. And just go ahead and just put it on the grill for like at least 7 to 8 minutes. And it depends on how you like your meat, okay? And then we're gonna close the lid and finish up our calabacitas. Okay, so what you wanna do is have it on a high the whole time. And I've cooked that on the highest heat that I can put my grill on. So for like 7 to 8 minutes, and you let it grill on one side and I'll show you and we'll flip it and you'll see what I'm talking about. So now we're gonna do our calabacitas, our zucchini dish, okay? So I'm gonna take the lid off, place this over here for now, stir it up. Oh yes, it's looking so good. So what we wanna do now is add our Linditas salsa, and I've gone ahead and added the 3 tomatoes, but in this case I'm adding about a cup of the salsa. So you wanna add that into your zucchini dish. See? Oh yes, the aromas. Get it nice and blended. And then for color as well, at the end what I'll do is I'm gonna add some cheese, but we're gonna let this cook up just a little bit more for another 5 minutes. Okay, so that's been cooking about 7 minutes right now. So we're gonna flip this baby right over. Just get it. Oh yeah. And now for our calabacitas, the end touch here. Telling you gotta add a little cilantro, fresh cilantro, where of course I picked this up at Dahlia Campus for the well and health being. I get all my veggies there right now, all greenhouse. And I'm gonna add some just diced tomatoes, and they're colorful as you can see. How beautiful is that? So go ahead and toss that in. And then the not last but least is the cheese. So once that is in there, all you have to do is just sprinkle it on. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. You don't have to have that much cheese in there if you don't want. And you can use a mozzarella, you can add whatever cheese. I just happen to have the cheddar mild. And we'll just cover this up for another 3 minutes until it melts and it's ready to serve. Okay, it is ready. Yum. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off and we'll get it ready to serve it up. Let's check this out. It is ready. Oh my, looks beautiful. Mira así. We're gonna go ahead and cut this up and we can serve it up. I'm gonna let my grill go for a little bit, let that burn off a little bit, and then I'll turn it off. That's how I clean mine, just saying. And then the grains, as you know, it's going this way, so you don't wanna cut with it. You wanna go against it. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and cut this. You can do them in thin slices, just like this. And we like ours a little rare, so if you want, let it cook up a little bit more, okay? So let's get this cut up and we'll serve it up. Hola, mis amigos. As you know, Colorado, you never know what's gonna be happening. The clouds are rolling in and we just got everything done just in time. So we didn't skip anything here, I just wanna let you know, but we are speeding it up just because the rain is gonna be coming in. So what you see here is our calabacitas. I've already put out the presentation, which is beautiful. And I did my carne asada that you can also add your salsa to. You can put it in a corn tortilla, flour tortilla, add some avocado, a little guacamole if you want. I did go ahead and roasted some jalapenos. And they are so good, roasted with some green onions. And how beautiful is that? So you can serve this up tonight. And this is also the time that I like to thank my beautiful sponsors, and that is Nick's Garden Center for providing us with such beautiful flowers. And my planters are just gorgeous. So you need to get down there and check them out as well because it is blooming, it's blasting, it's on fire. So check them out. And also Dahlia Campus, they provide me with all their greens, the veggies, the tomatoes, they have cilantro, everything that you can think of. So, again, if you'd like to place an order, go ahead and just get on my website. It's on there and on our credits, so you have the number, the website, and that's all you need to do is just give them a call or check them out and place an order. And again, with Linditas, you can get us on linditasalsa.com, Nick's Garden Center, YouTube. We're everywhere, but you can cook along with me. Just pick some Linditas up whenever you're ready to serve it up. And I want to thank my one new sponsor that just came on board is Shelby Winters, who is a designer at Crate and Barrel and did this beautiful display. And so you need to head down there as well. And they're in for the summer and they have all these wonderful things happening. So again, I want to thank everyone for joining us and for a show. And I thank you. Until next time, I don't know where I'll be, but check us out. Thank you.